Hey everyone, welcome to Continue Climbing. If you're new here, which I'm sure most of you are, my name is Devin, and today I want to talk a little bit more about what it's like to have Parkinson's disease when you're young. Most people think Parkinson's is something that only affects older people. You picture someone in their 70s or 80s, maybe with a tremor or stiffness. But here I'm in my 40s, living with young onset Parkinson's. And honestly, it changes a lot about how you see yourself, your future, and even how the world sees you. To give you a sense of how rare this is, about 10 to 20% of people with Parkinson's are diagnosed before the age of 50, and only about 5 to 10% before 40. Add in the fact that Parkinson's is 1.5 times more common in men than women, and you can see why being diagnosed at 35 as a woman puts me in a very unusual and isolating category. I still remember the moment of diagnosis. It wasn't just the words, "You have Parkinson's." It was the weight of everything those words implied. For me, I was still young, still building my career, still living an active life, working, traveling, skiing, having adventures. And suddenly, I had this label attached to me, something that most people don't associate with youth, energy, or possibility. And here's the thing. Even when I talk to other people with Parkinson's, or even doctors who work exclusively with Parkinson's, almost every single one of them reacts the same way. They say, "What? Are you sure? But you're so young." And honestly, I hate when people say that. On the one hand, yes, I want people to acknowledge that it's rare, that it's difficult, and that it must be incredibly challenging, because it certainly is. But on the other hand, I don't want to be reminded of how unlucky I am. It's like being told over and over again that you've won the world's worst lottery. The truth is, it's confusing. You go through denial, fear, anger, sadness, and eventually acceptance. But even acceptance doesn't mean you're done processing. It's an ongoing journey. When you're young, Parkinson's doesn't always look the way people expect. Sometimes people don't notice it at all. They just think I'm tired, distracted, or a little off. Other times, the tremor or stiffness is more visible, and people ask awkward questions. It also shows up in subtle ways. Losing dexterity when buttoning a shirt, slowing down when I walk, or even struggling with speech and facial expressions. Those things can feel isolating because most of my peers are not dealing with them. While they've been planning for new jobs, kids, adventures, travel, moving, I'm planning medication schedules and doctor's appointments. And then there's the mental side. Parkinson's isn't just physical. It affects your mood, your motivation, and even your confidence. Actually, especially your confidence, at least for me. There are days I wake up and feel like I don't want to fight. I don't want to try. I don't want to do another day all over again. Living with Parkinson's young means you learn resilience early. You learn how to advocate for yourself, and you learn how to keep showing up, even when it's hard. So what helps? For me, movement is everything. Exercise isn't just recommended, it's essential. I climb mountains, I ski, I push myself outdoors, not because I'm fast, not because I'm good at it, but because it keeps my body strong and it keeps my brain working. Community also matters. I have a wonderful community of friends and family. They will never really understand my situation, and they can't understand what it's like to live with this, but they can try, and some of them do. And little things like finding hacks to manage medication discreetly, or pacing myself when I'm fatigued, or doing all sorts of other things that help me manage my condition make a huge difference every day. I think the hardest part of living with young onset Parkinson's disease is redefining identity. That is the hardest part for me, for sure. When you're diagnosed young, you have to rebuild the picture of what your future will look like. It's easy to fall into a spiral of, I can't do this anymore. And I say I can't far too often. So for me, I'm trying to flip it and think, what can I still do? What new things can I create? What new reality can I make for myself? That mindset has been a lifeline. For example, this channel, Continue Climbing, came out of that exact shift. Instead of letting Parkinson's silence me, or isolate me, or make me retreat into a corner, I wanted to use this channel to tell stories, to raise awareness, to keep me motivated, and to encourage other people facing big challenges to keep going. So if you're watching this and you're young with Parkinson's, or you love someone who is, know this. It's hard, yes, but it's not the end of your story. You could still live fully, still chase dreams, still build relationships, have adventures, and do almost all of the things you want to do. You just might have to do it all a little differently, but you can still continue climbing. Thanks for listening to this. If you found this helpful, please subscribe, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and check out other videos where I share practical tips and personal stories about living with Parkinson's disease or managing chronic illness. And remember, keep climbing, one step, one challenge at a time. Thanks again.